Welcome to That's Good Sports. I'm Brandon. How long until Swag Kelly is in the Hall of Fame? Perna. Yes, my name is a question. And today, I want to break down the Broncos and Redskin Potatoes' third and most important preseason game. This is the one game that teams actually game plan for. The one that can give you a glimpse into what your team might look like this upcoming season. The one game where the preseason prophylactics come off and we get guy-on-guy man-pounding action that makes us all forget we're attracted to women for 3 hours. Right? I'm about to break down what is important in this game. Let's get sports. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel and click that little snotty, arrogant notification button. Also, I have a question. This is how the cool kids wear their hats, right? The cool kids wear them like this? NFL fans, Carhartt and 4-7 have partnered with a new collection of NFL hats for the season. These hats are pretty cool. They utilize Carhartt's signature duck fabric. I always knew that stuff was different. I just didn't know what it was called. And they come in brown, navy, classic black. These hats are available at Carhartt company stores, NFL stadiums, and 47brand.com. But the coolest part is they have given me 2 of these Bronco hats to give away to you. Oh, lucky you. All you have to do to get a free hat is like and comment on this video, and 2 of you will be selected at random, and I'll get you your hats. If you want to buy your Broncos hat now, or any NFL team's hat except for the Cowboys, they don't have Cowboys hats for some reason, check the link below and go to 47brand.com to get your hat the way the cool kids wear it. Now, Washington made waves this week when they added 33-year-old singer Adrian Peterson to a team-friendly $1 million deal. I drafted Arizona Cardinals running back David Johnson with my first fantasy pick, and I swear to God, if AP makes the Skins roster and outplays Johnson week 1 when those teams meet, I will find the guy who invented fantasy football, tie him to a chair, and force him to listen to all of the new dumb rules Roger Goodell has in store for the NFL. The Broncos did the opposite of the Skins this week and put offensive lineman bust Menelik Watson on IR with the plans to release him when healthy, even though his $5.5 million salary is fully guaranteed and he'll cost the team $8 million in dead cap space. $8 million in dead cap space, and to think Elway only offered living cap $7 million. Menelik Watson will make $5.5 million for doing nothing this season. He is basically my hero and everything I aspire to be one day. Washington's problem so far this preseason, besides employing the least popular Gruden in the NFL, is all of their running backs keep getting hurt. First, Patriots tore Derrius Guice's ACL. Why the Patriots haven't been banned from the NFL for that, nobody knows. However, I heard if you say Beetle Guice 3 times, he'll return from the dead and help us vanquish the Patriots. In the second game, Byron Marshall, Martez Carter, and Samaje Perine all suffered injuries. Those are all running backs for Washington, and that is why Adrian Peterson was signed, and why former Bronco Kapri Bibbs was the second leading receiver on the team, catching passes out of the backfield. He had 7 for 47 yards. Bibbs is buried on the depth chart, though, but if injuries keep piling up, the small back from Colorado may not.
Shorty gotta go. Hey, shorty gotta go.
And if I can quote Jay Gruden, shorty gotta stay.
Hey, shorty gotta go.
Shorty gotta stay. Shorty gotta stay. Quarterback Alex Smith has only played 6 snaps this preseason, but he'll get good work in against the Broncos defense, a unit he hasn't lost to since week 2 of 2015, when Jamal Charles fumbled the game away in the final minutes. Jamal Charles is like Adrian Peterson with worse knees. And even though he has far fewer fumbles than Peterson, his seem to come at the worst possible times imaginable. For Broncos fans, I think it's imperative Case Keenum and the offense start the game without going 3 and out. Yes, as a unit, they looked better last week, but still went 3 and out to start the game. I feel like the last time I remember seeing the Broncos offense not start 3 and out was in 2016 against the Buccaneers, when the defense forced a turnover and Trevor Siemian fired a touchdown pass, then got hurt. Paxton Lynch came into the game and looked pretty good. But like Su'a Cravens, it was all an illusion. What football world were we living in? It would also be nice to see Case Keenum throw a touchdown pass this game, since he hasn't done that in a Broncos uniform yet. He had chances last week, but was less accurate in the red zone than if CNN and Fox News teamed up to do the news together. See, that way I don't piss anybody off. Royce Freeman should win the starting running back job in this game, and Phillip Lindsay should continue his pursuit to become the most important undrafted free agent for the Broncos since Chris Harris Jr. I think you have to give Lindsay some reps against Washington's first-team defense to really gauge how effective he might be on your roster this season as a third down back. The offensive line looked more serviceable last weekend. Also haven't said that in a couple fucking years. In fact, the only guy I recall seeing get blown up was Ron Leary, and he's been recovering from an injury all offseason, so that's to be expected. Max Garcia is showing value as a swing guard and backup center, and Connor McGovern is proving why being really good at bench press and squatting is important on the line. The crazy thing is Jeff Hireman looked good in the passing game. Yeah, Hireman, but also was the best blocking tight end on the team last week. That was in limited blocking scenarios, so I want to see if that trend continues for Hireman with more snaps as a blocker. Speaking of tight ends, no, not mine. The sleeper offensive player may end up being tight end Matt Lacoste. He got more reps than any other player at the position last week and was above average in blocking situations. Until Troy Fumagalli gets on the field, Lacoste may be the Broncos' best option to replace Virgil Green as your blocking tight end. Maybe Fumagalli starts the season on the PUP list, so Lacoste gets a chance. After 2 weeks, the Broncos' best defenders look like their safeties and defensive line. Darian Stewart appears to be back in his 2015 form. Justin Simmons had a great interception, but Will Parks looks to be the most improved player from last season on that back end. He suffered a knee contusion against the Bears, so I'm not sure how much he will play, which also means Shamarko and Demonte Thomas, the 2 coolest named Thomases on earth, should get extra reps. Shaq Barrett returned to practice this week, but is from a hamstring injury, so keep an eye on Jeff Holland as Shaq eases back into the lineup. There's no way the Broncos keep both Shane Ray and Shaq Barrett after this season, but if Holland continues to develop and look good as an edge rusher, that loss might not be as big of a deal. I am worried about the Broncos' corner situation. In this game, with a smart QB like Alex Smith, who's familiar with this defense, I need to see Bradley Roby prove he can replace Aqib Talib. Tremaine Brock needs to wow me because Isaac Yiadom behind him has given up 10 receptions on 12 targets for 100 yards, a touchdown, and 2 penalties. These are standard growing pains for a mid-round corner, but if they struggle against Washington and their no-name receivers, I will be highly concerned. The saving grace for the corner group may be the defensive line. We are all comfortable with the depth at the edge rusher positions. Thank you, Von Miller, and number 5 overall pick Bradley Chubb. But the highest rated player through 2 preseason games on Pro Football Focus is Shelby Harris. Second highest, Zach Kerr. 6th and 7th highest, Adam Gotsis and DeMarcus Walker. 9th highest, Kyle Pecco. Kyle may overtake his cousin Domata this season on the line. Bold prediction. And if this line can collapse pockets, the opposing quarterbacks are going to be fucked. Sorry, I mean super fucked. Now, all of your corners don't have to be great if the opposing offense doesn't have time to throw the ball. The exciting thing is Shelby Harris and DeMarcus Walker are finding ways to get that interior pressure. If quarterbacks can't step into the pocket and make throws and are flushed out left or right, Von Miller and Bradley Chubb are going to consume them like free food and booze at a wedding. Again, Washington's biggest receiving threat is slot receiver Jamison Crowder. So if the Broncos secondary struggles against Paul Richardson, Josh Doxson, Crowder, and the always injured Jordan Reed, I'll be a little bit worried about the likes of Keenan Allen, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and maybe Jordy Nelson playing against them this season. Bradley Chubb will get a taste of one of the best left tackles in the NFL in Trent Williams. A really good test for the young pass rusher. The Denver run defense looked much better against Chicago. And since the Redskins will be shuffling through 20 different running backs at various levels of health, including Adrian Peterson, I expect them to take care of shutting down that early. Specifically making Adrian Peterson regret going to Washington. Just like 90% of the politicians who end up there thinking they can make a difference. Ron Leary will be a game-time decision. Guys not playing include tight end Troy Fumagalli, guard J.J. Dielman, corner Marcus Rios, tackle Andreas Knapp, rookie guard Sam Jones, and Su'a Cravens, the guy I wanted to nickname the Nightmare on Nickelback Street. Like a Wes Craven film. Instead, just as the plot started to get interesting, he disappeared like a Wes Craven disposable character. He could end up being the most overhyped offseason signing for the Broncos since, I don't know, Menelik Watson? Big Dick Patreon shoutouts for Carissa D. Lynn, Young Thug 58, Artemis T. Brain Sample, and Mike Russ. And if this line can collapse pockets. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports here on YouTube. Subscribe if you would like to. Also, we have a podcast, That's Good Sports Podcast on iTunes, Podbean. It goes up every Thursday on my second YouTube channel, That's Good Broncos. And make sure you check out my NFL helmet rule video. It's a really good one, and that's not biased.